We've also got Dibyendu, our correspondent there, Dibyendu Mondal, joining us this afternoon. Dibyendu, good afternoon. 17 days of hard work, finally a big breakthrough that we all have been waiting for to happen, taking place today.
Well, that's right, Anil. After 17 days of hard work of all the people that have been working there, finally a breakthrough has been able to reach at the Silkyara tunnel. The rat miners have been able to successfully dig through the 10-meter last leg of the operation that was left. So finally, this afternoon, the Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami also tweeted that the last pipe that was required to reach to the 41 trapped workers inside the Silkyara tunnel for the last 17 days has been successfully achieved. From now, the SDRF and the NDRF will take over the operation, whose responsibility has been given to pull the workers out through these 1.2-meter diameter pipe that has been laid down through the debris, through horizontal drilling. So they will be taken out one after the other. This process this morning in a press conference was also said that it could take about 3 to 4 hours for all the 41 workers to be brought out safely by the SDRF and NDRF teams who had been training for the last couple of days and had been on standby. As we can also see, the ambulances have been lined up near the tunnel because, from here they will be taken to a medical center at the Uttarkashi district hospital where they will be given immediate treatment. Having said this, the paramedics and doctors are also put on standby at the site here in Silkyara, where they will be monitored for primary health checkup once they are out from the tunnel. Of course, because as you were rightly saying that the temperature difference within the tunnel and outside is quite big. So therefore, to acclimatize them with the colder temperature outside the tunnel, the doctors will be taking care of them. From here on, the operation has now, we can say that has moved to the last leg where these workers are going to finally come out and see the light of the day after 17 days of being trapped inside this tunnel in Silkyara.
Okay, purely from a understanding point of view, Dibyendu, now that these workers are inside and they've got the necessary or the immediate paramedics attending to them, we've spoken about the difference in temperature. How much of time will it take for these workers to step out? In an hour, maybe by 5? When do we expect them to walk out or be taken to that hospital nearby for their the district hospital that they need to be taken to, for seeing to it that they are all fit and fine to meet their loved ones, and to for the entire nation and the world to see that they are out of this particular tunnel collapse safe and sound?
Well, Anil, it could take from about 2 to 4 hours for this, for the entire 41 workers to be out from the tunnel, because they will be using a pulley system and a stretcher bed with wheels to pull these workers out. The NDRF, some members of the NDRF team will be going inside the tunnel, where they will be briefing the 41 workers as to how they will be taken out from the tunnel, in fact from inside the tunnel to outside. So this process this entire process could take about 3 to 4, in fact till 5 hours. So by late tonight, we can perhaps see them coming all out from this tunnel now. And the ambulances, the 41 ambulances that are parked here outside the tunnel, taking them to the hospital, to the nearby Uttarkashi hospital, where they will be given the treatment. So the entire operation is now just about 4 to 5 hours, because the major challenge here, let me remind our viewers, was also about the 5-meter, in fact, the 10-meter breakthrough that was getting stuck one after the other, and hurdles kept coming in since the last 4 to 5 days. So now the rat miners who had went inside and drilled manually have done a commendable job. In fact, we all here would appreciate their hard work, their labor, to bring these 41 workers out from the tunnel where they had been stuck for the last 17 days.
Okay. Dibyendu, also with regards to, how did this breakthrough happen? Was it those rat miners, the 6 who got into the act of doing it? There was a 5-prone strategy that was deployed in rescuing these 41 trapped workers. How did it all come about? Has that vertical drilling that started, has it been stopped? How are things there on ground zero?
Well, the vertical drilling has for now stopped because the breakthrough is already reached. However, the vertical drilling was continuing even till about 2:30 this afternoon, because the authorities did not want to take a chance by stopping any of the operations, simultaneous operation. So what we are given to understand at this moment is that it has now been stopped because the breakthrough has been reached, and it is now just a matter of time as to when these workers will be walking out from the tunnel. So the operational challenges that were there has now been completely meted with, and it is now in fact just a matter of time when these workers will be walking out from inside the tunnel.
Dibyendu, also talking about the proven track record of the rat miners, especially the resilience that they have shown in digging non-stop, in helping find the breakthrough. That's something noteworthy. That's something that the world would be watching, the breakthrough that they have helped, especially in this rescue operations. That's been a huge success.
Well, of course, this is a major achievement by the rat miners, and I think not just India, applaud their effort, who had worked 24/7 since last afternoon to make this breakthrough happen. It is not an easy job. They had to crawl through the 1.2 meter diameter, manually dig through the traditional means of tools that they had. They only had the mechanized tools of gas cutters and one small driller that we had already shown visuals. In fact, we have been showing visuals since yesterday. So it was in fact a very challenging job for them, but they took it on themselves. They delivered it, and now the breakthrough has been achieved. So their work, their commitment to bring these 41 workers out is commendable, and what they have done is something which many machines, many huge scientific machines which were brought in here could not do. So in fact, these set of rat miners who were deployed here since yesterday have been able to deliver what many modern machines could not.
Okay. Dibyendu, also put this into perspective for us. How is this particular rat mining or, this particular manual excavation method different from the rat hole or the rat miners that have been used, especially in mining, elsewhere? How is it different? The approach different?
Well, the approach, see, the situation here is different. So the approach, what they had taken here was that they will, two rat miners at a time will be going inside the pipe. They will be using the traditional tools to break through into the debris that was stuck there. Each time, these debris would be collected in a bowl and pulled up through the pulley system and thrown. And the debris would be put outside the tunnel. So this process had to be continued for in fact hours before this breakthrough was reached. So they have been using very traditional machines and traditional means to break through the cement blocks, iron girders, rods, whatever came their way. They used the traditional tools, crawled into the pipe, went in, used the traditional tools, removed the debris, removed the muck, and have been able to successfully bring put the 10 meter pipe that was left into the last leg of the operation, put it through perfectly, set it perfectly, welded, and now the job is done. It's now, as I'm saying, it's just a matter of time for the workers to be coming out from this tunnel anytime soon.
Okay, a quick update there. Dibyendu, I'll just ask you to hold your thoughts. A quick update there. A press briefing on that Uttarkashi tunnel rescue operation is being organized at around 4 p.m. That's 1600 hours in New Delhi by the NDMA. That's roughly around 45 minutes from now. We're going to see NDMA officials give us the latest, especially when it comes to updates there on that Uttarkashi tunnel collapse. Coming back to you, Dibyendu, 4 o'clock, a press conference being announced. What do we see the timeline from here on to 4 p.m.? What's expected now that, these workers have seen, or these workers at least have got the first paramedics approaching them, giving them the necessary treatment that is needed, not seeing light for 17 days. Play this out for us from here on. How and, how are the things that lead to 4 p.m. from here on?
Well, 4 p.m. briefing would be that it will be giving us an official word on the successful completion of this mission, how it was achieved. All the official details of this entire mission would be spelled out at the 4 p.m. press briefing that is organized in the national capital of New Delhi. But from here on, what we are hearing, what we gather is that the authorities are not going to waste any more time for anything. They are going to push those SDRF and NDRF officials into the tunnel where these workers are. They will be briefing them as to how they need to come out of the tunnel. In fact, they had been practicing for quite some time now as to how this entire operation of pulling them out from the tunnel to outside would be carried out. So they are well rehearsed, well prepared of how they are going to complete this operation and how they are going to bring these 41 trapped workers outside. So these drills have been continuously being done here for the last couple of days. So now it is the time, in fact, now the time has come for it to be implemented practically here. And the operation, what we are given to understand to pull them out, is going to begin anytime soon. We can also expect to see some of the workers coming out anytime soon, maybe within the next 1.5 hours. We could expect to see them walking out one by one. Of course, how long this entire operation of 41 workers that will be coming out will be taking is something, of course, we don't have an official word, but what we have been hearing is that this entire process would take about 4 to 5 hours because they need to be taken out slowly. And they need to be briefed. They need to be carefully taken out. They could be fragile. They could be weak for the last so many days. They have to be acclimatized. They have to be given proper briefing as to how to lie down on that stretcher and how the NDRF will be pulling them out. So this process has now, what we can confirm is that this process of pulling them, briefing them, has now begun here at Silkyara.
Okay. Also, with regards to the families, who have been waiting with bated breath, getting opportunities to interact with these trapped workers there inside the tunnel, is there an opportunity now for them, or have the rescue and security operations there have allowed these families, who have been, living on a prayer, given them the opportunity to go inside and meet their loved ones who are trapped?
Well, Anil, I don't think the authorities are permitting anybody to go inside the tunnel now. The main motive or the main aim of this entire operation now is to bring them out. Okay. Of course, when they will be out, they will be meeting their family members and they will be talking to their family members. That the priority now is that the family members, the priority now is to bring them out and bring them out very soon.
Okay, looking at the day today, there was a rain forecast, temperatures dropping, all being said. Did it all compound, this particular breakthrough that's been achieved on day 17 of this rescue operation?
Well, there was some light drizzle in the morning, but of course, since, the operation was being carried out inside the tunnel, it was horizontal drilling. So therefore, the rains could not play a spoil sport here. And the rat miners continued their work and continued their drilling throughout the day, and that breakthrough was achieved just a short while back. So the climate, the weather could not play a spoil sport here and could not spoil the spirit of all the workers who had been continuously doing their job for the last 17 days.
Dibyendu, now you mentioned, a little over some time, by the evening, we should see these workers stepping out, seeing the light of the day. Big relief, especially for, this particular rescue operation that's taken 17 days. But purely from a perspective now, will this particular, work continue after this? Now that we've seen, a disaster or a accident happen like this, do we see corrective measures taken so that, an accident like this does not occur again?
Well, these things we have. We have been asking these questions to the officials here, but they have not been. Of course, responsibilities will be fixed, and whatever has happened will be completely studied thoroughly, and a committee has already been formed to study what went wrong. So these are something the officials say was not on the priority at the moment. These work have been simultaneously being done by a committee that has already been set up, but however, no official word onto as to what actions or who the responsibility lies on yet. The entire state apparatus was completely focused on only the rescue mission at this moment of these 41 workers who had been trapped there. So, of course, all these at the hindsight, when we will look, when they are out, when we will look at this entire disastrous episode, of course, responsibilities will be fixed and people who were responsible for this will be booked. But as of now, nothing officially as to who was responsible and what is being done on that front.
Okay, now that, the state government, the central government worked hand in hand, NDRF, SDRF, all the teams putting all the efforts to see to it that, these 41 trapped workers can be rescued safely and, a breakthrough has taken place. What are the lessons that one learns from this kind of, accidents that have taken place? You've been there on the ground. What's the lesson that's there for, these kind of tunnels that have been built, one, and for safety measures that need to be deployed so that such an event or such an accident does not reoccur?
Well, there are many safety measures that perhaps could have taken here also at the Silkyara tunnel, given the fact that, there was no escape route, which was mandatory and which was part of the DPR that was prepared. So that escape route was not made here at the tunnel, and if that was present, then something like this would have not happened in the first place. So these are some of the options that the authorities could now perhaps take look into when they will be looking at the hindsight to ensure that what happened and what went wrong into this.
Okay, we'll leave it there. I'll come back to you. You stay with us there, Dibyendu. Let me just cut across to our correspondent Akshay Dongre, who's also joining us live now. Akshay, good afternoon. Akshay, looking at what can we expect in the 4 o'clock briefing, 1600 hours, a short while from now, the nation waits. What exactly could be the news that we are hearing now that there is a big breakthrough, especially in the rescue operations?
Well, absolutely, Anil. This is a big breakthrough, and as far as the regular briefing that are being conducted by the ministries involved in this entire rescue operations of the trapped workers inside the tunnel. The government has been, in fact, briefing the entire country because everyone has been waiting for these 41 men to come out from the tunnel. So the government has been briefing about the progress. The briefing especially comes at a time when there are signs of a big breakthrough as far as this entire rescue operation is concerned. Will certainly give us a lot of more details about how the forward operation is going to go. And even though we are looking at a possible breakthrough in this entire rescue op, it is extremely important for the people who are involved in the rescue operation, be it the disaster relief forces that are there, be it the army or the other forces that have been, in fact, involved and who have been part of the entire rescue operation, to understand the sensitivity of the entire situation, as well as the government has been briefing the entire country that yes, we are making steady progress, but we do not need to do anything rash that may endanger the workers who are trapped inside. Because remember, this is a very, very sensitive zone. We have seen repeated landslides. There have been natural disasters in that particular region as well in the past, and especially given the geological situations there, the government has been treating very carefully. And forever the update is right now on the rescue operation that will be shared by the entire nation, because that gives the clarity to the family members of the laborers who are inside the tunnel, to the people, to the well-wishers, to the people who have been following the entire rescue operations, to the agencies as well, who have been trying to rescue all of these people who have been trapped for 17 days now. So certainly the briefing will in fact make things transparent. And while we are celebrating the big breakthrough that we are being told has been achieved by the rescue in the rescue operations, we also need to be careful that how long is it going to take for the workers to actually come out of the tunnel where they have been trapped for 17 days and reach a safe area where the further work, including the healthcare facilities that have to be provided to these people, the psychological assistance that will be given to all of these workers, that phase will start. But before that, we will have to wait till 4 p.m. When the briefing by the Indian government takes place.
Okay, Akshay, looking at a situation where you don't expect this kind of accidents to happen. You get trapped inside a tunnel for 17 days, and when you come out, you did make a mention about psychological issues that these workers would face. How are the NDRF, SDRF teams, along with the health authorities, they're helping these workers, especially in overcoming, that particular nightmare that they have undergone over the last 17 days?
Well, a psychological aspect becomes, in these kind of situations, Anil, one of the most important aspects of the well-being of the people. We have seen that since the contact was established with the workers who were trapped inside, psychological assistance was the priority of the government. They have been giving psychological assistance. There were trained psychologists who have been camping near the tunnel rescue operations as well, who have been speaking to the workers, because in this kind of a situation where these miners have been for the past 17 days, the problem is in any kind of panic situation, in any kind of anxious situation, the workers can, the expectation is that the miners do not do anything rash. They do not try to come out themselves by trying to opt for any measure, and therefore risking their own lives, either by exhaustion or by injuring themselves, because it's a sensitive area where they have been trapped. So that's why psychological assistance has been given since the very beginning. It has been continuously being given, and once they come out, their rehabilitation will be extremely important as far as the psychological aspect of the rehabilitation of these workers are concerned, because we have seen that the parents of many of these workers have said that they would not want their children to again opt for this profession or go into any more tunnels again. So this sort of a fear is there, and that is why the psychological aspect has been catered to from the very beginning.
Okay, Akshay, also looking at the loved ones, who've been waiting with bated breath to see those workers, their sons getting trapped there in that tunnel collapse. Is there a window, where these loved ones who've been waiting outside, looking at every briefing, every news that trickles out about when their loved ones will come out, is there a window that's going to open for them, as these workers come out to meet their loved ones? Maybe look for a change in dress that they are, they almost all must be wearing clothes, for a long time, looking at meeting their loved ones and sharing, or, getting an embrace, getting a kiss from them that they look forward to. Is that option going to be open pretty quickly to these workers as they come out?
Well, Anil, we have seen that a few days back as well, when there were signs coming in that there was a breakthrough. We saw that suddenly things were not as they were expected to be as far as the rescue operation was concerned, and that sort of brings a lot of disappointment, a lot of psychological pressure on not just the people who are working to rescue these people, but also the people who are trapped inside. So that is why the government has also been saying that yes, steady work is going on. We do not need to draw any conclusions as of now, and even who is waiting more for these workers to come out but their family members and the workers themselves. So yes, the government as well as the all of the agencies that have been roped in, the National Disaster Relief Front or the other state relief agencies that have been working continuously, they have been giving their 100%. However, it is a sensitive location, and given that the sensitivity of the entire tunnel area and how vulnerable it can be, any kind of breakthrough, as in when it comes, we will the agencies will be giving us about, the government will be briefing everyone about, the entire country about, and in fact the entire world, because this kind of situation is extremely this kind of situation can take place anywhere in the world. So that is why this tunnel rescue operation is being monitored by the experts across the world. So it remains to be seen that when exactly these people come out, but as soon as there is a concrete information, the government will be briefing, and that is why we will have to wait for a 4 p.m. briefing to know that what exactly is the situation there as far as the rescue operation is concerned.
Okay, Akshay, thank you. Appreciate you joining us. Heading back to Dibyendu, who's there on ground zero. Dibyendu, once again, the workers likely to come out soon. The families have started celebrating. The whole of India is watching with bated breath on when these workers will come out. What's the celebratory mood there outside, this particular tunnel, especially when it comes to these workers stepping out, any moment in an hour or two? Well, Dibyendu there with us.
Joy. There is a sense of joy. There is a sense of happiness amongst not just the family members, but also everyone who had been working here, all the rescue workers who had been working here continuously and tirelessly throughout the last 17 days, round the clock. Senior officials from the government of India, including the principal secretary to the Prime Minister of India, also visited the tunnel yesterday. The Chief Minister was also here this morning. So, everybody, the top government machineries were completely on the top of the job, of this job, to ensure that these 41 trapped workers come out as soon as possible, and all efforts were being taken to bring these 41 workers out.
Okay, the presence of senior officials there from Delhi, union ministers there from Delhi, also people being associated closely with this particular tunnel operations, this tunnel rescue operations, give us a sense of the sigh of relief that they have now that this big breakthrough has taken place.
Well, of course, it is much. The sense of relief is quite high among all the people that have been working here for the last 17 days. As I said, for the last 17 days, people have been working round the clock. The top officials also from the government of India were continuously monitoring. In fact, the Prime Minister on a daily basis were being briefed about this entire operation by the Chief Minister of Uttarkashi, Mr. Singh Dhami. So, this entire operation was a top priority job for the entire government machinery, not only in Uttarakhand, but also the government of India, to ensure that these 41 workers come out safely and very soon. And the breakthrough that was achieved this afternoon is a milestone into how this entire rescue operation was achieved in about 17 days. It was a complex rescue operation that had to be undertaken. The geology of this area is also complex. So keeping everything in mind, in fact, also international tunneling experts and international experts, technology, whatever resources was available, all was roped in, brought in, put in place, put to work together, and this milestone has now been achieved.
Okay. Also give us a sense of the community health center, Dibyendu, that's been set up especially for the treatment of these 41 workers. They're going to be shifted to the community health center, after the paramedics attend to them inside the tunnel. Give us a sense of what happens from here on. They go to the community center, and from there on, do they go to AIIMS Rishikesh, or the community center is efficient enough to take care of these trapped workers, see to it whatever is necessary, and then we could see them get an opportunity to meet their loved ones?
Well, it depends on how the health condition of these workers are when they come out. A decision on this will be taken once they are out of the tunnel. The primary healthcare center here, the doctors here will be monitoring their health, and if anyone is found to be serious in their health condition, will only then be moved to Rishikesh, AIIMS Rishikesh, or else all these 41 workers will be moved in 41 ambulances that are currently placed outside to the Uttarkashi district hospital, where they will be monitored for about 24 hours. Their health parameters will be monitored for 24 hours, and then they will be let to go. So their family members, of course, are cheering. This is a moment of happiness for everyone, not just their family members, but everyone who has been working here around the clock.
Okay. How's the celebration there on the ground at this point of time? Workers have been working tirelessly to help these trapped workers, see the light of the day. Is there a celebratory mode? Do we see garlands coming? Do we see sweets coming? Or do these things still need to wait, for celebrations to begin there on a larger scale?
Well, Anil, I think we have to wait a little longer for this because, it's just one major leg of the operation that has been successful so far. The sweets and garlands, I think, will arrive when these workers come out. So I think it will take about an hour and a half for these workers to start coming out of the tunnel. So I think the celebration will begin once they come out and step out of the tunnel. So that would be a major celebrating point here at the Silkyara tunnel, because everyone is waiting to see these 41 workers out who have been trapped here. The mental agony, one can only understand the kind of mental agony that they must have gone through, trapped inside the tunnel for the last 17 days.
Okay. Also, with regards to these workers coming from various states of India, how have these state governments, especially been in close contact with the Uttarakhand government, with the center, especially when it comes to the well-being of the workers from their respective states?
Well, what we have been given to understand is that the state governments were also constantly in touch with the Uttarakhand government and taking updates every day as to what the operational progress was. Yesterday, we also saw the Labour Minister from Odisha visiting here at Silkyara. He also went inside the tunnel. He also spoke to some of the workers from Odisha inside the tunnel who had been trapped inside the tunnel. So, of course, all the state governments were in constant touch with the Uttarakhand government to ensure the safe return of these 41 workers.
Okay, a quick update on the workers there. Especially, we got to see them coming out pretty soon. An hour or two is what we are expecting these workers to come out. The family members, the loved ones, waiting with bated breath to catch a glimpse of their sons trapped in this particular tunnel for the last 17 days. A quick update from the states from where these 41 trapped workers are. Jharkhand has 15, Uttarakhand has 2, Himachal 1, Uttar Pradesh 2, Bihar 5, West Bengal 3, Assam 2 and Odisha 5. Those make up 41 workers who have been stuck there. But, just taking a flashback into how this whole, collapse took place, many viewers joining in now that this news is trickling in of this breakthrough. Dibyendu, just put us, or put this into context for us. How did these workers get trapped in the first place?
Well, it happened on the midnight of 11th. So it is believed that a part of the tunnel's ceiling collapsed. And why it collapsed, how it collapsed is, of course, a matter of investigation. The investigations are going on simultaneously. It will perhaps go on with more vigor after these workers are rescued. But what we only know so far as what happened on the intervening night of 11th and 12th, is that a part of the tunnel collapsed from the roof, and a 60-meter debris blocked the passage for the miners to come out. So this is what perhaps we have so far. But of course, further investigation into this will bring out more as to what exactly happened on that intervening night of 11th and 12th of November.
Okay, Dibyendu, we had an international expert, who was there helping, the rescue operations. He did, raise the alarm bells by citing that, the workers would be out before Christmas. We have not even stepped into December, and this particular breakthrough has taken place. Was it, jumping to early conclusions that the expert made, or do you feel a change in strategy has brought about these results much earlier?
Well, Anil, see, when we talk about the nature of this operation, it was very complex. So when Arnold, it was Arnold Dix, who is a international tunneling expert, he had made this statement in fact 2 days back. So what he meant, perhaps, because we have been asking him this question, Arnold, why such a long wait? So what he has been saying is that, this Himalayan region is a very difficult, complex region. So bringing these workers out, nobody can give a fixed deadline. But what he perhaps said was, it would, of course, be before Christmas. That is what he meant. However, that was not a deadline. What he was perhaps saying that it won't take that long, but they will be out before Christmas. So before Christmas, because he clarified later to all the reporters here, is that what he meant by Christmas was not that on the 25th of December or on the 23rd or 24th. What he perhaps meant that for sure they would be out before Christmas.
Okay. Also put this into perspective, the importance of this particular tunnel that's been dug there in the Himalayan region, and how would it help, this particular tunnel, the coming up of this particular tunnel, how would it make, crisscrossing much easier, and how would it, help, especially in the urban development of, connecting the northern part, the hilly state of Uttarakhand with other parts, with other states, especially when it comes to navigating through that area?
Well, Anil, this project was particularly being built for the Char Dham Yatra. The Char Dham Yatra is a very sacrosanct, a sacred yatra for the Hindu pilgrimages. The roads here were very narrow, so the entire the laying of the works of the road was also being undertaken here. What this tunnel perhaps was going to do was it was going to connect, in fact, shorten the distance of about 40 kilometers that connects from the Silkyara area to the Barcode. So remember, the mountainous regions, the laying of road in the mountainous region is very different and difficult. So what this project was trying to achieve was that to shorten the Char Dham Yatra road. So from where the Silkyara tunnel is, the Gangotri, which is also one of the sacred pilgrimage points for the Hindus, is about 85 kilometers from here. So this tunnel would shorten that route by about 40 kilometers. So this tunnel was being built to shorten the Char Dham Yatra route, which is from Uttarkashi to Yamunotri. So this was a crucial tunneling project that was undertaken by the government to ensure that pilgrims who travel from the lower regions to the upper reaches of the Yamunotri region do not have to travel for longer distance, and it could be shortened by about 40 kilometers. So the aim of the project perhaps was to reduce the traveling distance between Uttarkashi and Yamunotri.
Okay, Dibyendu, also when one takes a look at this particular, the rescue process that's taken place, 17 days of hard work that we have seen, give us a sense of how the trap workers are. Are they in good health? What's the input that you're getting from the doctors, the paramedics that have been attending to them? Are they in good health? Have the family members, you made a mention that you will not be allowed to go inside. Have they got an opportunity now that the paramedics have attended to the trapped workers? Have they got an opportunity to speak to their loved ones? And, what's the process ahead when it comes to getting them out? There is a climatic adjustment that these workers need to make from being trapped inside to the temperatures outside. That's going to take some time. But are there any more necessary pipes, drills that need to be done for, getting them out through stretchers to see the light of the day?
Well, Anil, no, there are no more pipes or drills that are currently required to bring them out. The entire stretch of 60-meter pipeline has already been laid. The escape route has already been fixed and put in place. They will be pulling them out one by one shortly. So that part is done. The paramedics have spoken to them. They are completely in best of health. But having said this, once they come out, a better treatment, a better look at their health could be looked at, and perhaps a wiser judgment will only be then made by the doctors who are placed on standby here to take care of the 41 workers who will be coming out.
Okay, quick update there from Uttarkashi. Getting you one of the MDs there who's been part of the rescue and relief operations, talking about the pipe being pushed inside very cautiously without any hurdle, a breakthrough being achieved. The pipe has passed through. The work to rescue the workers trapped inside has started. 3-4 phases in the rescue operations. Teams of NDRF have entered inside. They should be taken out once the ramp is made. Well, ambulances and medical teams there on standby. A breakthrough being achieved there in the Uttarkashi tunnel rescue work. The pipe has passed through. The work to rescue the laborers have started. 3 to 4 phases for the rescue to be completed. And teams of NDRF, as I mentioned, have entered inside. The laborers will be taken out once the ramp is made. Dibyendu, a quick update from you. There is a talk for a ramp to be made. How quickly can we see this ramp process complete so that these workers can come out now that the NDRF teams are inside?
Well, as I said, it is just a matter of about an hour when all this entire process will be completed. So as you can see, the ambulances are already in place. So it is now, of course, just a matter of time when all these people will be out. Most of the construction, the ramp that will be made is perhaps for the workers to crawl out and to move out easily so that they are not hurt or so that they are not, their physical health is not compromised. So this is an important, this step is being importantly taken here after consultation with the doctors to ensure that, their well-being. Because remember, they have been trapped inside for the last 17 days. So therefore, all these options are being considered and taken into consideration for the well-being of the workers. Okay,
also give us a sense of the location that these workers have trapped. How much of area did they have around them? On one hand, you had that debris there, 200 feet debris that was before them. How much of area did they have? Looking at the other end, the barcode end, how much of area was there for them, and what were the necessary, requirements that were there when this tunnel collapse took place, for these workers, especially to navigate those 1 or 2 nights, the opening 2 nights of this particular, accident?
Well, Anil, they had about 2 kilometers of space. This entire tunnel is for 4 kilometers.
Okay.
So from the barcode side, about 500 meters, and from the Silkyara side for about 1.5 to 2 kilometers. So they had a good amount of about 2.5 kilometers of space to move around inside the tunnel. So space, water, electricity, these were not some of the key concerns that the workers faced inside the Silkyara tunnel. Which is why also they could survive and remain healthy for this long, because they had all the basic necessities, and that was equally also being provided by the government government of Uttarakhand to ensure the well-being of these workers.
Okay. Also, with regards to, the tunnel experts now talking about feeling good about the rescue efforts. But now, now that, this big breakthrough has happened, how difficult was this process? It was a huge challenge, a geological challenge, a technological challenge that the rescue and relief operations team faced. But now when you sum this up, how does one take a look at the some of the important takeaways or the big takeaways from this particular rescue operation?
Well, of course, there were major technological challenges. The auger machine, which was believed to be drilling into the debris quite fast, hit several roadblocks multiple times, which is why at the end the auger machine was called off. And manual drilling, which is the traditional method of drilling, was taken into consideration, and that was placed. That had started. So, of course, the geological structure of Uttarakhand, the Himalayan, in fact, the entire Himalayan region is very different and difficult. And as many tunneling experts have already said, these are earthquake-prone areas. This is a young mountain. The rocks are soft rocks. So, they could not do anything very drastically because it could lead to another disaster. Okay. So everything had to be done. Everything had to be done very cautiously. Okay.
Dibyendu, now that the breakthrough has happened, does this particular, rescue ops, do the disaster response teams now take over from the rescue team and they take it forward, especially when it comes to pulling the trapped workers out? Is that the right sense I pick from the ground?
Yes, of course, that's absolutely correct. From here on, the NDRF and the SDRF will take over the operation. You can also see visuals where NDRF and SDRF officials have already started moving inside. So therefore, this operation is now, from here on, will be completely taken over by the NDRF and SDRF officials and workers who have been, the rescue workers, in fact, who have been practicing here and stationed here for the last 15 days now.
Okay, Dibyendu, I'll ask you to take a breather there. Let me just give you a quick update there on that particular development. A big development, a big breakthrough that's taken place, especially in the Uttarkashi tunnel collapse. 17 days of hard work. Finally, the trapped 41 workers could very soon be seeing the light of the day. A temporary medical facility has been set up inside that Silkiara tunnel. After evacuating the trapped workers, health training will be done at this place. In case of any problems, 8 beds are arranged by the health department and a team of experts and doctors are deployed there on the ground.